The flashpoint issue that impacts millions of Americans. The heated battle over paid family leave, which is now a major sticking point in the president's Build Back Better agenda. ABC's Karen Travers reports.
Sebastian McLemore arrived on October 22nd, born 6 weeks early.
Look at how tight his hands are.
Sebastian spent nearly a month in a neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU, in Philadelphia. His parents, Martin and Gabrielle, constantly by his side.
The grind of being here for now 3 weeks and 4 days, it starts to wear on you.
Anxiously awaiting the day they could bring him home.
I got to see his face without the nasal feeding tube, and I'm just like, I'm over the moon. It means he's one step closer to coming home.
We're looking at going home on Thursday, which, sorry.
Sebastian's parents say they're more fortunate than many. They get some paid leave from their employers. An assistant district attorney, Martin, has 8 weeks paid leave. Gabrielle works for a retail and wedding small business. Her boss is giving her 10 weeks at roughly 80% of her normal pay. But for 4 of those weeks, Sebastian was in the hospital.
That really cuts into the time I thought that I'd spend bonding with him and working on nursing and all those things that we couldn't really work on in the NICU.
Martin and Gabrielle were in the NICU when they learned that Congress had scrapped federal paid family leave from the Build Back Better proposal. They were outraged.
It's a week since I've delivered, and I'm in jeans and sitting in an uncomfortable chair in the NICU and thinking about, how could I physically be expected to work at this moment?
Martin and Gabrielle telling me they saw some babies left in the NICU during the week, their families only able to visit on weekends.
They're talking to the nurses about, oh, how were they this week? And, oh, we wish we could be here, but our jobs only allow a certain amount of time.
Researchers at the World Policy Analysis Center study the issue of paid family leave.
The question of why we don't have it is one that countries around the world are asking.
The United States is one of just 7 countries in the world without national paid maternity leave. 186 countries guarantee new mothers paid leave from work. The average paid time off, 31 weeks. 109 countries guarantee new fathers paid leave. The average time off is 29 weeks. And 181 countries guarantee paid sick leave, more than 2/3 providing 12 weeks or more.
The history here is really a history of lots of efforts just to get unpaid leave passed. And the problem has always been getting Congress to act. Americans across parties support paid leave.
Americans like Jessica Kim, a mother of 3 from Boston. She was working full-time as an executive in children's book publishing when her mother got pancreatic cancer.
I was draining her stomach several times a day. I was feeding her and bathing her, eventually carrying her, and then also managing all the finances and insurance and logistics. It was the hardest, the most exhausting, loneliest time in my life.
Jessica tells us she didn't share with colleagues what she was juggling.
I just had this fear of it reflecting on, my dedication to work.
Eventually, it became too much, and Jessica left her job to care full-time for her mother.
It was so hard emotionally. It was hard financially in our family. I was 39, and so I felt like I worked my whole career leading up to these points where I was key leader. To give that up without a known timeline was really hard.
Jessica's mother passed away in 2017. She channeled her experience into action, creating an app where caregivers can mobilize friends and family for help and connect to local services.
IoniCare is that front door. It's that first step to unlocking all the different layers of support that exist in the home environment.
No one should have to choose between a job and a paycheck, or taking care of themselves and their loved ones, or parent or spouse or child.
President Biden pledged to make things easier for millions of Americans who are caregivers like Jessica or new parents like Martin and Gabrielle. His Build Back Better plan called for 12 weeks of federal paid family leave. But after months of negotiations, the House passed a social spending plan that includes 4 weeks of paid family leave.
4 weeks is absolutely better than nothing, but it's important to realize we don't have quality infant care at 4 weeks old. And it's also important to realize that if someone has cancer, they need more than 4 weeks leave when they're sick.
That House bill faces an uphill battle in the Senate, with Democrat Joe Manchin, a critical vote, opposed to the provision.
I want paid leave to be worked in a separate piece of legislation, and I think there's a bipartisan pathway forward.
Critics of federal paid leave usually cite the cost, an estimated $200 billion over 10 years for 4 weeks leave.
One of the main concerns about what has been proposed recently is that it really will crowd out private benefits that are already provided by employers. And so the idea that the federal government will come in and take over the administration of those benefits at a very high cost can be very concerning.
The Family Medical Leave Act, what we have right now, is unpaid. And that, again, leaves out tens of millions of Americans who can't afford it.
Right now, fewer than 1/4 of private sector workers have access to paid family leave. So for millions of Americans, this is so much more than just another political debate.
Paid leave would have been a game changer. I felt like I was pushed into a corner to decide, am I going to work or am I going to care for my mom?
It shouldn't be lucky that we get to spend time with him. Everyone should get to spend time with a new baby.
But Martin and Gabrielle's leave is running out fast, just days after they finally got to take their newborn home.
If you had 30 seconds to sit down with somebody at the center of this, what would you say to them?
Strong families do make the country stronger. I don't know a better argument for our legislators.
Karen Travers, ABC News, Philadelphia.
Our thanks to Karen for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.